Welcome back. Another video today. As I mentioned yesterday, me personally, I've gone through a crisis in my business in 2011, whereby I had a mobile content business which I lost because of government intervention, and this event has taught me a lot of lessons. Besides that, and that's what I want to talk about today, we all probably have gone through the 2008 financial crisis when banking and mortgages in the US collapsed and basically caused an enormous financial downturn. You see both things happening. You see businesses going down at the moment, but you also see stock markets and financial markets collapsing. I want to talk about that today. So I know that in these times of uncertainty, everybody tries to get hold of cash, right? Because if you have cash, you have something that you can use to do things with, either to invest in yourself or to invest in your business or to pay for your ongoing expenses. One thing I learned in 2008 was when the financial market went down, I went into panic mode and I had a reasonable portfolio of shares, of bonds, of mutual funds, and I panicked because I saw the prices going down drastically and I sold off all my positions. Some lessons that I learned from that is, one, don't do it. That's my first lesson. The reason for that is there's two things. One, if you try to limit the downside and you initiate selling off your positions right now, in most cases, unless you're a very savvy investor, it will take time before these positions are being sold. So if you take the position now that you want to sell, before you get your cash, the value of your stocks, your bonds, your mutual funds have actually dropped even further. So I did that at that point. Yes, your overview now of your investments look terrible, but this will pass. Yes, there will be industries that will have a hard time recovering, but all the positions that are now down will definitely at some point recover to a certain extent. So in my point of view, and again, this is only my personal opinion, it is hardly of any use to sell off your positions at the moment. Just wait for it to come back, and then at some point you can decide whether or not you want to sell off. Second point, you need cash. Okay, I spoke a little bit about that in my previous video, but there are some ways to get hold of cash. One is credit cards. So try to find a way to increase your limit on your credit cards. Banks might still be willing to up your limit at the time if you have a good credit history with them. So that's a way to do it. Look at loan facilities. Maybe you have borrowing facilities for your business, or you have borrowing facilities personally on your house. Now is a good time to check what you have if you need them. And then the last thing that I would like to say is, instead of selling off your assets that have hardly depreciated, like your stocks, your bonds, your mutual funds, see if you have assets that actually have not depreciated that much. It could be that in your market, real estate hasn't gone down as much. It might be that you have transportation that is now being needed and still can be sold. So if you need short-term cash and you want to sell off some of your assets, look at things that have not depreciated as much. In your market, I don't know what it is. It could be property, it could be cars, it could be maybe other assets that you own that have not depreciated that much. Selling off highly depreciated assets at the moment, I don't think has much use. Okay. So then the last thing is, instead of selling off stuff that you have for money, start thinking about how you can make money in this situation. I know there are many ways now to create content online, expertise online, or train people online. If you have an expertise or if you have a skill that is sought after at the moment, offer yourself online as a coach, as a trainer, as a mentor, as a listening ear to some companies. There are people out there that are looking for help, looking for support. The money has not completely dried up, and I'll talk about that in another video. There is still money in the world. There are still people that have people and companies that have cash to invest in you. So if you have an expertise, if you have knowledge, if you have skills that are of use to companies right now, please offer it online. You can start off with offering it for free and build a trust relationship with a new client. Instead of cutting down your assets, try to sell them off. Try to find a way to make money. I'll talk a bit more about that in future videos, but I hope this serves you today. Stay sane, stay safe, and I'll see you in another video.